Most people hear the word debt and immediately think danger, paid off as soon as I possibly can. But other debt, that mindset could be costing you the entire game of money. In my Game of Money series, I talk about how we're all playing with the same financial board, but some people are still out there playing checkers when it comes to their money and their wealth, while others are playing chess. Those that are still playing checkers are out there thinking that debt is the enemy. Whereas people who are out there playing chess understand that debt is a tool. Debt can be very strategic. Debt is actually how you build real wealth. And today I'm going to show you exactly what separates the two. The visual that we're gonna go over today has changed how my clients view money. And by the end of this video, you're gonna start to think differently about it too. This graphic is called leveraging debt and understanding that there's a difference between good debt and bad debt. The core concept we're gonna cover today is that not all debt is created equal. The difference between debt that destroys you and the debt that helps you build wealth comes down to one number, the interest rate that you're paying on that loan or that debt. That's it. That's the whole game. So let's look at the chart here. We have interest rates all the way from 2% as high as 18 and beyond. And then right in the middle here, we have 8%. That's the dividing line. That's where good debt ends and where bad debt begins. Below 8%, that debt can work for you, and above 8%, that debt is unfortunately working against you. So on the left-hand side of the chart here, we have what I call good debt. And the strategy here is very simple. Just pay the minimums on your good debt. I know that sounds like everything your parents maybe told you not to do, but hear me out. We're talking about auto loans that are 2% or 3%, mortgages that are maybe 4 or 5%, student loans that are typically 7% or lower. So here's how the chess players think about this. If I have a mortgage that's say 4 or 5%, and I can earn 8, 9, 10% or more in the stock market, why would I rush to pay off that loan that's only costing me 4 or 5% if my money can work harder for me somewhere else? Every extra dollar that you throw towards the mortgage is only really earning you, if you will, 5% by eliminating that interest. But if you invest that dollar, you can earn 8, 9, 10% on average over time. I typically see when people are still playing checkers in their financial plan, they rush to pay their mortgage off over time as quickly as possible because it might feel good. Whereas chess players invest the difference and build wealth quietly. Good debt is going to be debt that gives you access to assets and things that are going to help you build wealth, whether it's a home, an education, a vehicle, which cars don't help you build wealth, but typically they still have good interest rates that are below the interest rates where you can earn more if you deploy that same money somewhere else. That's leverage, and wealthy people use it deliberately. Now let's flip to the right side. This is where debt becomes your enemy. Personal loans at 12%, credit cards are at 18%, in many cases 20, 24, 30% or higher sometimes. There's no investment in the world that you can consistently rely on to beat an 18% rate of return year over year, which means every dollar that's sitting on a high interest credit card, paying 18% or more, is a dollar that's losing the game of money. And here's how people typically handle the situation. You tell yourself, I'm gonna make the minimum payment, I'm gonna pay it off next month or when I get my bonus, but realistically, you continue to use your cards, you build up a balance, and that 18% in interest that you're literally paying month over month, it continues to compound each month. So while you're making the minimum payment and using the credit card, you're actually just burying yourself and making the whole worse. The average American household has at least $6,000 in household debt, and at a 20% interest rate, that's $1,200 a year in interest alone. Chess players treat bad debt like this like it's a financial emergency. They attack it with everything that they have. They stop investing, they stop saving for something else. They know that that interest rate is so detrimental to their plan that nothing else matters until that is paid off. Because trust me, there's no better return than eliminating an 18% interest rate credit card. And then once it's gone, you can just redirect all that money that you were overpaying on that card towards something else and really then start to build real wealth. That's the play. Here's what 13 years of working with high net worth individuals has taught me. The wealthy people that I work with, they carry debt strategic and deliberately. They'll take a mortgage out on a rental property at 6% and let the appreciation and the rental income work for them. They'll use a business line of credit to purchase equipment that's going to generate more revenue for them than that debt would cost. The old way of thinking, or the checkers approach, is that all debt is bad. I want you to eliminate that from your mindset completely. Wealthy people ask them one question before they touch a debt. Is the interest rate higher or lower than what I could get if I deploy that money somewhere else and work for me elsewhere? That one question is the difference between the average and the wealthy. So here's your takeaway for today. Below 8%, that's a good debt. Mortgages, auto loans, student loans, only pay the minimum on those and let the rest work for you. Above 8%, that's a bad debt. Personal loans, credit cards, anything over 8%, attack it aggressively. Eliminate it and never let it come back. Debt is not inherently good or bad. It just all depends on the interest rate that you're being charged and how you're using it. If you want to know exactly where you stand, I put together a debt worksheet that will help you categorize every single debt that you have, calculate the true interest rate cost, and help you prioritize which debts to pay off first and which ones to let ride. It's free, the link is in the description below. And if this video helps you see debt differently, please hit the subscribe button below and come back next week because we're gonna continue to take deeper dives in what separates the wealthy from the average, the checkers players from the chess player. And more importantly, we're definitely gonna start to dive into strategies on how wealthy people leverage debt to purchase assets to inevitably build real, lasting, generational wealth. I'm Andrew from Financial House, and until next time, let's stop playing checkers and let's finally start playing chess when it comes to your money and your financial plan.